Start, sir.
Yes, good morning students. I hope that all of you are healthy and happy. I am confident that all of you are reading English also very well with a great interest. Okay, keep it up. If you try to read English in one attempt, highly impossible to understand English. Today you are going to learn the chapter number 7. If I was a tree. If I was a tree, chapter number 7. Actually, originally it is written in Kannada by Moodnakudu Chinnaswamy. It is translated from Kannada to English by Rowena Hill. This person was born in England and he took New Zealand citizenship later. And you can find this poem in page number 54. So, first of all, let us understand the title, If I Was a Tree. Before understanding this one, you must know the concept very well. What is the difference between I was, I were? What if I was? What if I were? If I was, if I were. See, if I find a purse, I will hand over it to the police. So, if a purse was found, I would hand over it to the police. I was means what? It is a good work. Possibility is there. If I were means not possible. If I were the Prime Minister of India, I would give you 1 crore each freely, for free. Is it possible? Not possible. So, if I was means possibility, if I were means impossible, but here the poet wants to become a tree with deep interest, deep intention, and he has faced so many pains in the society. What kind of pain does he face? Discrimination. Here, you must understand, title is one thing, but main thing is different. Such a poem can be found in both first year and second year. Second year. If I was a tree is related to what? Casteism. Caste discrimination. In second year also, water. It shows the poem is about water. That poem is not about water, but it is about caste discrimination. How upper caste people are exploiting, humiliating, insulting the lower caste people, particularly only in India, it is explained. If I was a tree is about caste discrimination. Okay. Next. If I Was a Tree is a poem written by Moodnakudu Chinnaswamy, a great modern writer, poet and a playwright in Kannada. This is called introduction paragraph. Next. First I will recite the poem. Once more I will say, If I Was a Tree is written by Moodnakudu Chinnaswamy in Kannada. This poem is about caste discrimination. Because of this caste discrimination in Indian society, the poet, the speaker wants to become a tree. There is no caste discrimination in nature. You take anything, mountains, rivers, trees, animals, birds, land, water, whatever you take from nature, there is no caste discrimination. Caste discrimination is found only in humans, human beings, people. It is why the speaker wants to go away from the society of humans and he wants to become a tree. Why? There is no caste discrimination from or for a tree. It doesn't feel defiled. It doesn't feel impure. Why? It doesn't consider caste as a hindrance, means as a problem, as an issue. It is why the speaker or the poet wants to become a tree to go out from the casteism in Indian society. It is the main theme of this poem. Now, I will read. If I was a tree, the birds would not ask me before it built its nest what caste I am. When sunlight embraced me, my shadow would not feel defiled. My friendship with the cool breeze and the leaves would be sweet. Raindrops would not turn back, taking me for a dog eater. When I branch out further from my roots, Mother Earth would not flee shouting for a bath. The sacred cow would scrape her body on my back, scratching whenever it itched, and the 300,000 gods sheltering inside her would touch me. Who knows, at the end, hacked into pieces of dry wood, burning in the holy fire, I might be made pure or becoming the buyer, B-I-E-R, buyer, for a sinless body, be born on the shoulders of 4 good men. Yes. Once more, this poem is about caste discrimination. The poet, the speaker, has felt so ashamed and so pained indeed by observing this casteism in Indian society. It is why he wants to become a tree in this poem. Now, what is the summary? First I will tell. First stanza. Whenever a bird comes to a tree to build its nest, the tree or the bird will not feel for casteism. Before building its nest, the bird will not ask the tree what is the caste of the tree. It will build its nest. So, both bird will not ask for their caste. So, there is no caste discrimination. When sunlight is falling on trees, sunlight will not feel what the caste of the tree is. It is why sunlight will not feel for caste, and moreover, these birds will not feel for caste. Both of them don't have casteism. No caste discrimination. It is why the speaker says that cool breeze and leaves are his best friends in this first stanza. When raindrops are falling on the trees or on the ground or on the house, it will not say, oh, this house belongs to a lower caste person. I will not rain on this house. He will rain heavily on the house of upper caste. No casteism, no caste discrimination in the raindrops. Similarly, when the tree is growing, when the tree is spreading its roots under the earth or on the earth will not feel that it has become impure indeed with the touch of the tree. It will not run away for taking bath. In this order, the second stanza says about that there is no casteism in nature except in human beings. Finally, he is saying about the cow. When a cow feels itching or irritating, it will come to the tree's root. It will scrape its body. Why? To come over this itching sensation. Then what happens? The tree or cow will not feel for casteism. Both of them are like friends only. Then the 3,000 god, 3 crore gods are there in cow. When the cow is scraping or rubbing its body to the root of the tree, these gods will not feel and they will not run away from the body of a cow. It is why there is no caste feel discrimination in gods itself. Then why do humans have this caste discrimination? It is explained in the third stanza. The final stanza. When a tree has become dried or old or totally, or there is no wetness, it has become dry, it will be cut into pieces. And the pieces of wood will be used for holy fire, homa, yagna. In this order, the tree has become pure. And when a good person, holy person dies, his body must be kept on a platform or this frame. Frame means chatta. Then the wood would be used to make one frame indeed, that body frame indeed. It is why it says that when 4 good people are holding the dead body on their shoulder, that wood or sticks are used. It is why the tree has become here pure indeed. Cow is touching and holy fire, homa, yagna uses, and this sinless body, pure, this holy person, good person's dead body is kept on the frame or set of this platform. It is why it says that the tree feels that it has become pure here. It says here it has not become impure even though birds are touching. Raindrops are falling and the sunlight is falling. Finally, when it is expanding its roots, it is the branches. This earth doesn't feel impure. In this order, it is explained that if he becomes a tree, there is no casteism. He doesn't have to feel insults from humans. It is explained through these 4 to 5 stanzas. I will start explaining the stanzas. First stanza. If I was a tree, the birds would not ask me before it built its nest what caste I am. When sunlight embraced me, my shadow would not feel defiled. Here see. If I was a tree, if the speaker has become a tree, speaker, not the poem. The speaker has become a tree. The birds would not ask me before it built its nest what caste I am. The birds are coming towards the tree to build its nest. Why? To take care of its children. Okay, its nest what caste I am. Before a bird builds its nest, the bird will not ask the tree what is the caste of the tree. That means what? For bird, for tree, no caste. Once more. When a bird wants to build a nest on a tree, the bird will not ask the tree about its caste. This stanza is this 4 lines are over. When sunlight embraced me, my shadow would not feel defiled. When the sunlight is touching the tree, the shadow will be created. Generally, when light falls on us, shadow will be created. Shadow can appear. Then what happened? The shadow of the tree would not feel that it has become defiled. Defiled means impure. So, when sunlight embraced means here touched the tree, my shadow, whose shadow? Tree's shadow, would not feel defiled. The shadow of the tree will not feel that it has become impure because when the sunlight is falling on the tree. That means what? For sunlight, for the shadow of the tree, for tree, no casteism at all. Next. My friendship with the cool breeze and the leaves would be sweet. See. My friendship with the cool breeze and the leaves would be sweet. So the speaker, the tree, feels that his friendship with the cool breeze, cool wind, cool wind, okay, cool wind, cool wind, breeze means wind. Cool wind and the leaves would be sweet. So, whose friendship is better for the tree means cool wind and the leaves would be sweet. Means best company. How this schoolboy feels that hunters blowing horn, okay, skylark singing, birds on the tree. Oh, what a sweet company. Similar line. The best company for the tree is cool breeze or wind and the leaves, it is the sweet company for this tree. Next, raindrops would not turn back taking me for a dog eater. When the raindrops are falling on this tree, the raindrops will not say that, oh, this tree is a dog eater. What is the meaning of a dog eater? Okay, taking me for a dog eater. Dog eater means lower caste person according to the speaker, not according to any other person. What is there in the textbook and the poem I am saying? According to the speaker, a dog eater means lower caste person. So when the raindrops are falling on the tree, the raindrops will not say that, oh, this tree belongs to lower caste, it is why I will not drop rain on this tree. It doesn't say. It is why raindrops will never consider the tree's caste. The tree's caste is not important for even raindrops. Raindrops will not feel for the caste of the tree. Why? No casteism. All is equal to raindrops. Then, when I branch out further from my roots, when the tree is expanding, increasing its root or its branches further from my roots, when it is increasing its roots through under the earth or on the earth, Mother Earth would not flee shouting forever. The Mother Earth means soil, land. Mother Earth will not feel that it has become impure. Because of the touch of the branches or roots of the tree, the Mother Earth will not feel that it has become impure. When the tree is expanding or increasing its root, the Mother Earth will not feel that it has become impure. It wants to take a bath indeed because it has got the touch of the tree. There is no caste discrimination even in Mother Earth too. It is explained in the stanza number 2. Next, stanza number 3. The sacred cow would scrape her body on my back, scratching whenever it itches. Where a cow will come to the tree. A cow would feel itching on its back. It would touch the root of the tree, bark, tree. Then it will come out of that sensation of that itching or this scratching or itching. Cow feels very happy. Then what happens? It will come out of this sensation of scratching or itching. Then the cow, who are there in the cow? 300,000 gods. 3 crore gods are there in each and every cow. Sheltering means staying inside her would touch me. That means what? 3 crore gods. There are 3 crore gods in a cow. When a cow is touching the tree, those gods are touching the tree. So the tree feels that it has become very pure. That means what? That is not the main thing. The tree feels that even the gods also will not consider for the casteism. Gods also will not show caste discrimination. Only humans show caste discrimination. It is explained in this line. Tree has not become impure, tree will never become pure, but it shows that even gods don't consider casteism in anything, in anyone. It is the main theme of this line, these lines. Next one. Who knows at the end? At the end means in the end, means after the death. After the death what happens? It is explained. After the death means for both humans and for this particular tree. When the tree has become dried, old, okay, it has shrunken, then what happens? Hacked. It is the tree has been cut into pieces. Hacked means cutting into pieces of dry wood. Small wood pieces can be made through this dried branches and the root itself. Burning in the holy fire. So small wood pieces would be used in the holy fire. Holy fire means homa, yagna. Homa, yagna, not yagna. Homa, yagna. It is why homa, yagna, small pieces of dry wood would be used. Similarly, the tree has become wood, it has become dry, its pieces have been used here for the holy fire. In this order, it says that it has become pure indeed. Yeah. The pieces of wood of the tree would be used in the holy fire, holy homa yagna. I might be made pure or becoming the buyer. Buyer means frame. Chatta. Dead body will be kept on the frame, no? That stick would be used, bamboo sticks would be used, that is called frame. Dead body, for keeping the dead body frame. Then burial means what? Buyer, platform or frame. Chatta. Or becoming the buyer for a sinless body, holy man. He never considered caste in his life. He is called sinless body in this poem. That's all. I will not go beyond the concept. That's all. Okay. Or becoming the buyer, B-I-E-R, not a bear, buyer. Okay, buyer for a sinless body, be born means staying on the shoulders of four good men. So four men will be carrying on their shoulder the platform buyer, chatta. Four people will carry the dead body by keeping the dead body on the frame or platform. It is why four good men are touching the wood. Sinless body, it is there on this wood only. It is why the tree says that in this cow, in this holy fire, in this good man, in these orders, it has become pure. That means what? It is used in all situations. Tree is very useful in all situations. See, it is useful for what? Birds. It is useful for what? Cool breeze and birds and raindrops and expanding its roots. Here, cow, holy fire, dead body. All are pure indeed. In this order, the speaker says that he wants to become a useful tree indeed instead of being a human indeed, because he felt so pained indeed by observing or facing this casteism in Indian society. It is why he wants to leave this society, he wants to become a tree forever, because he can become pure in this order. There is no casteism in those all things in nature. It is explained. What a wonderful poem indeed. Now I hope that you have understood. Today, after this one, write the poem once, watch the video, write the summary in your own language. In your own language means not your mother tongue. In your own words, not own language. In your own words in English itself. and any doubt contact me. Now I will explain one more question, how to set one more question on this poem. Now let us take this one. Okay. First one. Who wants to become a tree? The speaker. What does the speaker want to become? Twisted question. Yeah. Next. Birds would not ask me before it build its nest. Okay. Who would not ask for the caste of the tree? The birds. What do birds want to build its nest? Where do the birds want to build its nest? On a tree. Who wanted to build its nest? Birds nest. What would birds not ask the tree? Once more. What would birds not ask the tree? Its caste. What would embrace the tree? Sunlight. What would sunlight embrace the tree? What would not feel defiled? The shadow of the tree. What would the shadow of the tree not feel defiled? See, you must know this art, how to set one more questions in the twisted manner indeed. Next one. My friendship with the cool breeze and the leaves would be sweet. Whose friendship would be sweet for the trees, the cool breeze and the leaves? Yes. How is the friendship of the tree with the cool breeze and the leaves? Would be sweet in this order. What would be sweet for the tree? The tree's friendship with the cool breeze and the leaves. See, lines are one sentence. Find one more questions. It is called the brilliant idea and this is exploiting English indeed. Okay. What would not turn back? Raindrops. What is the meaning of a dog eater? Okay, lower caste person. Okay. What would not flee shouting for a bath? Mother Earth. What would Mother Earth not shout for a bath? Next. How many gods are there in a cow? 300,000 gods. Where are 300,000 gods? Where are 300,000 gods sheltering? Inside a cow, inside the cow. Okay, next. What would be used in the holy fire? Dry wood. So pieces of dry wood. Where would pieces of dry wood be used? In the holy fire. Burning in the holy fire? In the holy fire. Next. Who is there on the fire? Sinless body. Where is the sinless body? On the fire. Okay. Yes. Where is the fire? On the shoulder of 4 good men. Yes. In this order, you have to say one more question. Okay, my dear students, this if I was a tree is over. Next in the next session, I would teach you chapter number 8, the Watchman of the Lake. The Watchman of the Lake, chapter number 8 would be explained, but I would take 2 sessions because it is a lengthy. It contains 5 scenes indeed, and I will explain. Wonderful story. So many twisted story. It is a play. It is a original story, and it is not a fake story. It is a real story. I will explain in my next session. And please keep on reading textbook and watch the videos. Understand? Consult me if you get any notes. Okay. Enjoy the session. Okay. Thank you, my dear students. Bye bye.